Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're well and eating good. Today I have for you this delicious, ultimate apple crumble recipe with a perfect ratio of 75% crumble to 25% apple. Amazing, guys. Let's get right in. So first thing you're going to need is some apples. Now the trick to my crumble is I use a mix of eating apples and cooking ones. So Granny Smith for the green. These are more tart in flavor as well, texture very crisp. And then I have my jazz apple, which I eat daily, way sweeter in flavor. Texture is quite similar, but I do like to mix them up flavor wise. It is up to you. I will say Granny Smith is the go-to. Then I get a bowl of water and squeeze some lemon in. This is so when I'm cutting the apples they don't oxidize and go brown on me. And then I'm just going to put every apple that I cut and peel into this bowl. This is a how to peel an apple, I guess. I'm pretty sure you guys know how to peel it, but I would recommend just going downwards instead of round the apples so you don't cut off your fingers. Okay, and once you've done that, peel them all, put them in the bowl, and then you want to cut them into your desired chunks. Now I'm just going to cut mine in half and then quarters and take out the core. And then some crumble recipes, they like to slice theirs, lengthways, just like this. It really is up to you. Like, I'm doing mine into cubes. You can do yours as small as you like. Some people slice them like that, but I'm just going to do mine into about 1/2 inch cubes, maybe 1/4 inch, about that size. Look at it, you decide if you want it smaller. Just keep in mind that these apples are going to cook and you want them to at least hold their shape or have some texture in the pie. So once I've done that, I transfer all the apples into a pan and add in the sugar. All the ingredients will be on my blog post, so please check that out. I also add some vanilla extract, not essence, cinnamon, some nutmeg. I like this warm and spicy. You guys can do what you want. It's up to you. And then some lemon juice as well, just to balance out the sweetness. Don't worry, I saw those seeds. I'll pick them out. So once that's done, I also add in some water. Now, I do have the, measurements for this. However, I will say it is up to you, because if you like your pie mix saucy, you put more. If you like it a bit thicker, you put less. But as we do, cover it, let that cook, and we'll get onto the crumble topping. So what you want to do is this is a lot of butter, but what I did was I made the mixture and then I froze the crumble topping. So I didn't cook it, there was a lot left. And now I can make apple crumble on demand. So that's just a trick for you guys. If you have extra crumble mix, leave it in the freezer and you can just pop it out whenever you want to make crumble or anything like that. So what you want to do is cold butter and flour. I had to put my butter in the freezer for a bit. I would recommend that. And then I also add in some oats, okay? I am using Prozzi's oats, so a big shout out to them. You can use my discount code FoodWithDom to get 10% off yours from Prozzi's. I then also add in the brown sugar. So I start with the flour and butter, make sure that is crumbled and, dried pieces. You don't want anything clumping together. And if you've seen, I've not added any water, any liquid. I'm just letting the moisture from the butter become a crumb with the flour. And this is kind of how you get the perfect crumble mixture. Here's just a look at Prozzi's oats flakes. I'm going to add those in as well. They have these large oat flakes, which I think really works for this recipe, because you do want that texture. So once that's mixed, set it aside, and then you look at your apples. They should be nice and cooked, a bit translucent. Don't worry if the liquid is very thin. That is completely normal. This is when we add in the cornstarch slurry. It's just a tablespoon of cornstarch with some water, and what this does is it instantly thickens the apple mixture. You want to turn your heat off and then add in a couple spoons of this slurry, and you'll instantly see it become velvety, thick, delicious goldenness. So yeah, that's why we save this for the end. Some recipes call for you to cook the crumble in the oven like the apples, but I think this way is way quicker. The apples cooked in the time that the crumble is ready, and you can control how soft or hard you want your apples. So I just keep mixing and then adjusting the thickness. Here it's still a bit loose for me, so I'm going to add in a bit more of the slurry, and I just keep doing this with the heat off. because you don't want it to just get stodgy. So once it's kind of gotten to the thickness you'd like, and if you can see there just so slightly, it's gotten thicker. I'm then going to put the heat back on just so it cooks out. Okay, and so once this is done, now we're going to go on to making the crumble, laying it up. So I know everyone knows that the best ratio for crumble is 75 to 25% apple. But my trick to this, without having too much crumble on top, is to put some of the crumble on the base. Now I know this seems weird, but it creates kind of like a pie, crunchy, crusty base, and it's also almost a bit soft from the apple. So you just want to pack it in a bit like a cheesecake, and then I add in the apple filling. So don't worry, it will cook. Remember, the apples are pretty much cooked at this point, so all we need to get cooked is the crumble base and the topping. So I spread the apples out, make sure they're nice and even. This was a perfect amount for me. If you can see, the sauce isn't too thick there. You do want it to be a little bit, loose, because the crumble topping is at the bottom and top. So we need something moist for it. And then I just crumble on the mixture, make sure it's nice and packed. Guys, be generous. I had my little sister helping me get kids involved with this. It's so interactive, which is cool. And then you have this delicious crumble that's going to go in at 200 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes until golden brown. And after 45 minutes, I let it cool for about 15 minutes and it is done. Oh my God, guys, this crumble blew me out the water. Like, I surprised myself with how I made this. You can serve this with custard, ice cream. The gag is, I actually had a lovely, sexy porn shot of me pouring custard on my crumble, but then I was blocking the shot, so we don't have that. But here you have it, guys, a delicious apple crumble. Serve this to your loved ones. It's the perfect season for it right now. Autumn's out, and I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, click that like button, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.